Welcome to Spiritual Dialogues with Father Udon de Castro. We are here at Ariana Lay Monastic Community. I'm your host, Brother Lodi, and with us is Sister Tachi. Sister?
Yes, Father, as you were saying, what was the conclusion of the last episode is that the Catholic Church established by Christ cannot be changed. But it seems that there's a diabolical scheme to change it. And that's the Amazon Synod, right, Father? And they will be able to do it?
Well, to commit sin, you can always do that.
That's true.
So we have seen the fact that Christ established a church and he doesn't want it changed. Since the Old Testament, he has always been saying you should never add, you should never subtract, and of course you should never change. And of course, it's a battle always between good and evil, which is not a battle really, because if you see who are the ones involved in the battle, it's a devil against God, you can see very clearly who's going to win.
Yes.
I mean, there is no battle, there is no fight really there. No? God will surely win. So how come it seems the devil is winning? It's because God is allowing it in order to test mankind. So that's the only reason why things seems to be in confusion today, because God is allowing it to test man. Everything that's happening is to test man. So God has allowed the devil to change the religion for the distraction of the soul. He allows that. And in fact, it says that during this time, he will even give him special powers to
You
be
thought
able.
God will give the devil.
Will permit and give the devil special powers to test mankind. And we have to look at it at this point of view. Because you might think that the devil is getting extra powers over God.
No, okay.
Or more, he's becoming more powerful than
No,
God, which
never.
cannot be. So we have seen this great movement within the Catholic Church to change the Catholic Church. And it is very clear because all the teachings of the Catholic Church is in the supernatural level, spiritual, supernatural level. You are saving the soul, it's not the body.
Yes.
So what you're saving is the soul. So I think spiritual, you're trying to work on the spiritual faculties of man, which is the mind and the free will. But most of the people in the Catholic Church, the men of the church, you call them, from Pope Francis and many of the cardinals, most of the bishops are all in the natural level. And this has happened since before, since the time of Pope Pius X. They are in the natural level, maybe even earlier, we don't know how early it is. But Pope Pius X was already noticing that everybody in the Catholic Church, the institutional church, especially priests and bishops, are only in the natural level. This became clear during the French Revolution, where the two great philosophical trends appeared from the French Revolution, two daughters of the French Revolution, which is democracy and communism. So there is no difference between democracy and communism. They're the same, essentially. Essentially, they're the same because both of them are in the natural level. They're daughters of the French Revolution. So the goals of communism and the goals of democracy are both just natural. Natural. And this has been happening since that time and during Vatican II. And so since Vatican II, most of the cardinals, the bishops, and the priests are already in the natural level. That's why you notice if you see parish priests, their first concern is how the church will look like. They're not concerned with the state of the soul of the people. It's how the church look like, how the income is, all those things, whether it's beautiful, possession, all externals. They're all talking about the outward aspect of the Catholic Church and not concerned with the spiritual, the souls of their parishioners. And the bishops are like that too. They're concerned about the externals and only the natural thing. And this group in Vatican II were only concerned with natural things.
If you're on Catholic doctrine is, as you said, is a supernatural level.
Yeah.
But if you are only on a natural level, how can you understand that?
Well, you cannot, because those are two levels, You
Yes.
cannot really. You cannot even discuss it with each other, because one is the lower level, the other is in the upper level. That's why when people today talk about Catholic doctrine and the heresies of Pope Francis, they cannot converse because they're in two levels.
That's certain, yeah. It's no use. It's like no use.
There is no use. In fact, when the four cardinals gave the dubia, up to now it's unanswered. And that's 1,000 days ago. More than 1,000 days ago. Because the dubia was asking questions in the supernatural level, and Pope Francis, to whom the dubia was addressed, was only thinking in the natural level, so he couldn't answer it.
Yes.
And he did not answer it. And the filial correction is also in the supernatural level. And Pope Francis did not answer it either, because it's only the natural level. He has no answer, because he's down, the natural. And when the latest group who presented the letter to the bishops, asking them to correct Pope Francis of his heresies, 40 of them, it also remains unanswered. Not even the Jesuits answered it. Because by this time, the Jesuits, like all religious orders, are in the natural level. They cannot answer questions in the supernatural level.
If you are on the natural level and you wish to be on the supernatural level, what must you do?
Well, that's what we have been talking about, how to go up there so we can disentangle this confusion. Because everything will only be very clear if you are in the supernatural level, in the level of faith. Because grace is going to be given to you, and that grace is what will answer all your questions and give you all the solutions to all the problems.
Yes.
That's why you have to teach them how to go up. But anyway, we're still talking on the fact that this is the state of the Catholic Church today. That it is what we're talking about is the institutional church, the men of the church. It's not the real Catholic Church. The real Catholic Church is something very spiritual. So the institutional church, these are the religious orders, and those lay preachers you hear. Most, not all, most of the bishops, most of the priests, most of the cardinals, and Pope Francis is very much in the natural level. If you look at all his apostolic exhortation, like Laudato Si, it's purely in the natural level. In fact, it is in the level of the Amazons, Laudato Si. What the Amazons are doing, the primitive tribe, pagan tribe in the Amazon, is precisely what Pope Francis is describing in Laudato Si. And so everybody's in the natural level. And that's why everybody loves the present Pope. Because everybody is in the natural level. What interests them is the natural level, not the spiritual level. There is no concern for the salvation of one's soul. So with the Vatican Synod that is coming, the Instrumentum Laboris, the topics they're going to discuss, is already there. And everybody has read it.
It's been published, you said?
Again?
Published?
Yes, published
Yes,
already.
published.
Yeah, it's published already. It's a Vatican document. Vatican document, yeah. It's published already. And like I mentioned to you, the head had mentioned already that, after this synod on the Amazon, the Catholic Church will never be the same again. It's going to be completely changed. You see, he has the nerve to say that.
Triumphantly, like that?
Well,
With,
quite,
with,
quite.
with
Yeah.
such, like,
With the nose up, so like the chin up. Yeah.
oh God, okay.
Well, that's their goal.
Yeah,
We
that's
need
why,
to change it.
so
they're
that's why
happy.
it is. So that means, it's like, in other words, hey, this is
Yeah.
great. It's gonna be great. That's what he's trying to say.
And of course, the first great step in the Amazon Synod is the God is no longer going to be the Blessed Trinity.
Who?
It's going to be a natural God. Natural.
Like?
And who are the gods of the people of the Amazon primitive tribes?
Come on.
Well, the tree, and
No,
the river,
no, Father. Who's gonna accept that?
Well,
We?
they changed the name. They made it nicer
Oh.
so that it's acceptable. They call the new god Gaia. Now, I've heard of this before because many bishops were doing this already. They were worshipping during Mass a god called Gaia in Germany, in Europe, and so on like that. Yeah, and this is the god, it's a natural god. It's a weird god, but natural god. So this is the heresy of what you call pantheism. So we're becoming really a primitive pagan
What a
tribe.
move backward. What a thing to do.
Well, it's not really backward, it's going
Downward.
downward, spiritually.
Yes.
spiritually, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It sounds so ridiculous.
And everybody's quite excited because
Excited.
they're going to allow all pagan practices.
What's so
like-
great about that?
Well, because priests should be allowed to marry now.
Okay.
Now, the whole idea is if they allow priests to marry, does it mean that that's all right?
He can't even, his parishioners can marry a wife and children. How can he forget the soul?
Well,
It's just that he's just going to be
that's
earning a
right.
living.
That's looking at it physically. they
Thing.
cannot, yeah.
Cannot even save that. How will you save others?
But if alone they cannot even save,
Save them.
souls.
That's what I say, Father. With a whole batch behind,
Yeah.
supporting a whole.
What we're having are scandals in the Catholic Church. They cannot
okay.
even save souls as cardinals and priests, and now they're going to save souls as married cardinals and married priests. And the whole idea is the fact that if a priest is a homo,
He can be also.
he can marry a man.
No, that's part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's part
it.
of the whole thing. Of course, if you're allowed to marry.
Wow. Marry anybody you want.
That's why everybody's excited about it.
Excited.
Well, I mean, all sinners are excited
Okay.
because they can commit all the sins they want now and still go to heaven. Because,
As they go to heaven.
well, even Pope Francis has been saying that there is no hell, that if you die in the state of mortal sin, you will just be obliterated.
Okay.
And our Philippine Catholic bishops are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Remember?
Okay.
In their social media.
Yes. No hell.
And so the whole thing, the whole so-called Catholic Church or institutional church, the Vatican and in the Philippines are really going to the Amazon.
To the Amazon. Okay. Oh, so
Well, the funny thing is that
it's fine.
they want to impose on the Catholic Church practices of a very small, primitive pagan tribe in the Amazon, whom they cannot even convert to Catholicism. They cannot even convert. And they're coming and saying, well, look at these people, they're pagans, you cannot convert them to Catholicism.
Must be the
Well,
true one.
let's imitate them. Well, the reasoning is really a little insane, but that's what they're trying to say.
Yes.
A small tribe, insignificant tribe in the Amazon, which is 1/2 smaller than Mexico, living primitive paganism, is going to be an
Idea.
example, an idea for imitation for the Catholic Church.
Excuse me, Father, we have only 1 minute to go.
So that is the direction that the Catholic Church is going to.
Not the real one.
Well, not the real Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church, the true Catholic Church, is in the right direction right now, except nobody knows where they are. Why? Because the Catholic Church is in the supernatural level,
Yes.
and we are in the natural.
level, so
So
we
we
will
cannot
not find
find
it
it.
out.
You can
Yes,
never
clear.
find it. So the next program we shall discuss and answer the question of Brother Lodi. How do you go up? So we can understand really the doctrines of the Catholic Church.
Thank you, Father. Yes, my brothers and sisters, how do we go up to the supernatural level so that we will understand the real doctrine of the Catholic Church, the doctrine of Christ? And this spiritual dialogue is the salt and light of our Lord Jesus Christ. And not only that, the spiritual dialogue is a co-worker for the truth. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Hosanna, Hosanna.